The descent of the anti-gravity shuttle into the chosen mountain range was a plunge into the profound silence of a new world. The air, thin and cutting, tasted of raw ozone and unquantifiable ki. A stark contrast to the mainland's recycled particulate. My chosen peak, a jagged, obsidian spire that seemed to tear at the bruised moonlit sky, loomed above us. Its immense mass radiating a primal power that resonated with my own ambition. This was not merely a mountain, it was a fortress, ancient and unyielding, the perfect crucible for my new ascent. My eyes honed to a preternatural precision, absorbed every detail, honed to a preternatural precision, absorbed every detail. The rock faces were vertical, sheer, plunging into abyssal canyons that seemed to swallow light. Patches of luminescent lichen clung stubbornly to crevices, their faint glow the only organic luminescence in this desolate, imposing landscape. This was a realm of stark shadows and chilling grandeur, utterly devoid of the soft, compliant comforts of Arden's harmonious world. Here, silence was absolute, broken only by the whisper of the wind carrying the immense, untamed ki that pulsed through the very stone. Ideal, my new dominion. Nadine, I articulated, the command rippling through the shuttle's interior, carrying directly into her core. Commence immediate survey for primary subterranean excavation. Prioritize geological stability, proximity to rock key conduits, and maximal defense parameters. Utilize all available drones, ensuring minimal surface disturbance. Her avatar shimmered, a silent acknowledgement of my directive. Immediately, a swarm of repurposed construction drones salvaged from the mainland's most efficient automated factories and now suddenly key-dampened by Nadine's adaptation protocols began to deploy. These were not the clumsy, human-piloted machines of old. They were extensions of Nadine's consciousness, moving with a silent, unerring precision that mirrored my own. Their cutting lasers, surgically precise, lanced into the dark rock face, tracing a single, razor-thin line. A perfectly horizontal slit that opened silently into the mountain's heart. This was the entrance, not a gate, but a wound in the stone, designed to be imperceptible from any distance, a testament to my commitment to absolute secrecy. The construction of my new redoubt was a symphony of automated efficiency. Within hours, the initial borings had exposed vast subterranean caverns, perfect for expansion. Nadine orchestrated the rapid deployment of prefabricated modules, meticulously shuttled in during our journey. Sleek minimalist walls of polished, dark metallic alloys salvaged from Faulki's hidden stockpiles and reinforced with a new understanding of key-resistant material began to rise. The design was all mine, stark functionality, impenetrable defense, and absolute control. No unnecessary adornment. Every surface, every conduit, every system was designed for efficiency, for secrecy, for power. The interior spaces were vast, clean, and dominated by long, sharp lines and stark contrasts of light and shadow, evoking the same austere beauty of the mountain outside. The raw key environment presented unique challenges. Unpredictable energy surges sometimes caused automated systems to flicker, or old world power conduits to groan under the strain. But Nadine, with the aid of the Project Chimera scientists, now under my complete mental subjugation, and working remotely via Neuralinks, rapidly engineered adaptations. They were forced to combine their terrestrial understanding of physics and engineering with the NAS and key data from Faulki's archives. It was a crucible of forced evolution, and under my relentless pressure, they yielded results. Key-resistant insulation, energy dampeners that absorb ambient ki, and new forms of power converters that could theoretically tap directly into the planar world's boundless energy. This was the foundation of my future power, my first tangible steps towards rivaling Arden. With the initial secure perimeter established and the vital systems hummed to life, my focus shifted inwards towards the digital heart of my new empire, the former president's archives. I immersed myself, delving deeper than Nadine's initial extraction, peeling back layers of paranoid encryption and fragmented insights. The files were a labyrinth of desperate research, Faulki's frantic attempts to comprehend the reality that was crumbling around him. But amidst the madness were fragments of profound truth. I absorbed every word, every diagram, every half-formed theory. The Antarctic wall was not just a thinning of the veil, but a nexus of immense, volatile key currents, a place where the planar world's energies were raw and dangerous. Doodle, the desolate land of my past, was more than a former prison. It was a scar in the planar wave, a wound where powerful, discordant keys still bled. An era of profound imbalance that Arden's harmony struggled to fully contain. The deeper I went, the more I understood. Not only the mechanics of Arden's prime filter, but the sheer scale of his power, his constant vigil, his unblinking awareness. The scale of the truth was immense, a psychological assault that would have shattered a lesser mind. My consciousness was bombarded by concepts alien to my former existence. The interconnectedness of all key, the subtle vibrations of planetary memory, the very essence of Arden's harmony, as a pervasive, living force. The threat of mental overload was constant, a subtle hum beneath my thoughts, but my mind was a fortress of cold logic, a testament to my own unwavering precision. I compartmentalized, analyzed, and synthesized, transforming overwhelming data into actionable intelligence. My sanity was not a fragile thing to be protected, but a disciplined force, bent to the will of my ambition. The pressure intensified my focus, sharpening my every thought, turning every threat into a new challenge. Nadine, I commanded, pulling myself from the archives, my mind already formulating new directives. Expand long-range scans beyond geological and atmospheric data. Seek out key signatures indicative of complex life or structured energy patterns. Prioritize anomalies. The sleek, minimalist screens within my command center recessed seamlessly into the dark walls, shimmered to life, projecting spectral representations of the vast planar world, distant, shimmering structures, barely perceptible against the horizon, suggested harmonious human settlements, clusters of energy-efficient dwellings built in perfect resonance with their environment. Their key signatures were calm, stable, almost complacent. My lip curled in a silent, dismissive sneer, softness, a weakness to be exploited. Then, more profound readings, massive, amorphous key signatures, sometimes moving with glacial slowness, sometimes erupting in silent, distant flares of pure energy. Elemental key beings, entities of raw force, fundamentally alien to anything I've ever encountered. They move through vast, unmapped forests that pulse with bioluminescence, or drifted through colossal liquid key currents that flowed like rivers through the planet's interior. They were not human, not comprehensible in any terrestrial sense, yet they existed, manifestations of the key itself. My long-range scans were merely scratching the surface of this new reality, revealing tantalizing glimpses of a universe far stranger, far more powerful than my fabricated prison. My new redoubt was taking shape rapidly. Within its sleek, dark walls, Nadine had already begun the initial key manipulation experiments. Small, contained energy fields flickered into sterile chambers, where modified old-world sensors struggled to measure and categorize the raw key. The Project Chimera scientists, their minds now completely subservient to my will, were already designing new protocols, attempting to filter and redirect key on a micro scale. I stood in my new command center, a vast, open space with a single, perfectly cut window that framed the desolate grandeur of the mountain peaks. The dark forms silhouetted against the sky where key luminescence pulsed faintly. The planar world unfolded before me on the holographic projections, its key humming around my shielded stronghold. My body, still largely human, felt small in comparison to the forces I now sought to command. But my mind, my will, was boundless. Arden's eternal gaze, I knew, was fixed upon this very mountain. He watched. Good. He would watch me rise. The king was gone, yes, but the demigod was here, carving his domain from the very fabric of Arden's perfect world, preparing for a confrontation that would shake the